Hi guys, welcome to Dramatic Knits. My name is Steve, also known as Dramatic Knits.
And I'm Callie, also known as Calsters.
And today is Sunday, February 5th, 2017. This is episode 275. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back this week. And if you're new, hopefully you enjoyed today's show and you will come back in the future. So, it's been 2 weeks. Again, busy. I think that's my theme word, my word of the year. It's just busy. But we are carving out a little bit of time to sit down and chat with you guys this week, and we hope you enjoyed this week's show. We got some things to show and some things to talk about. So let's do a quick 2 weeks in review for myself. I have been working, teaching during the day and dyeing yarn at night, and literally working from the moment I get up in the morning till I go to bed. So my crafting has seen a little bit of a lull. I don't get a whole lot of time to craft much anymore, but I'm trying my best to keep that going and keep, I want to. The motivation is there, it's just finding the time. So, other than that, I had Cornelius, one of our dogs, our Cairn Terrier. He had some sort of growth on the top of his head, and we took him into the vet because it was kind of scabbing over and things. And they said that they needed to remove it, to biopsy it, and to send it in for tests to make sure that it was not cancerous. We have not heard back, so thoughts would be appreciated. But Tuesday night they took that out. They said things went really well. They didn't even have to really sedate him. They used some local anesthetic and whatnot, but it did swell, and it looked mighty gruesome Tuesday night, so I actually took the day on Wednesday off from work and to get up, to keep an eye on him and also get it caught up on a little bit of Lehman Fiber Arts business. So he seems to be doing all right. He'll go in next week to get the stitches removed. He only had 2 stitches put in, so like I said, we're still waiting on results for that. And then Thursday, our sleep number bed, which I mentioned on our last podcast, actually showed up about 8 days early. So Andy was super excited, so we worked to put that together. We got the bases put together, and then we knew we needed to go out to Bloomington to buy sheets because we weren't planning on it being here so soon. We were going to buy some through Amazon. We had already bought a new duvet and cover and things like that. So we put the bases together and decided to go out to Bloomington to get new sheets, and had some dinner at Olive Garden, and came home and actually had to put the mattresses themselves together. We are really happy with the bed so far. The biggest thing besides the adjustability of the bed is because they're essentially 2 twin beds, when either one of us moves, the other person cannot feel that at all, which is... You do not realize how accustomed you get to just being jostled in the middle of the night when somebody moves, until you don't have to deal with it anymore. So that's been very beneficial. And last weekend and yesterday I went to knitting at my local yarn store and had a good time. And then after knitting yesterday, I met up with my mom and Andy, and we went to Outback for dinner. My mom had gotten a gift card for her birthday, and none of us, I don't think, were overly enthralled. I think they're okay of a restaurant, so had dinner. It was all right. And came home and worked after having dinner last night. So, and that takes us to today. So I'll pass it over to you, Callie.
Work has been going pretty well. Just really keeping busy, doing a lot of self-care, working out quite a bit, and nothing really big is going on. I have doctor's appointments, or I have one this week and then one next week, just to get everything ready for my surgery, and I'm really excited about it. There's a lot of good that will come out of the surgery, and the side effects are, there, but it's not, the good outweighs the bad, I guess I should say. So I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to having hopefully everything fixed, so that'll be good. And other than that, that's just kind of just been my last 2 weeks. Busy.
Well, let's get to the knitting. What's taking a bow? I've got zilch, zero, nada, sorry. Again, it's the plague of rather large projects on the needles that take a large amount of time, and when you don't have much time, they take even longer. So, nothing for me this week.
I also have nothing, just because, I was not motivated to do a whole lot.
We all have that time, don't we?
Yeah.
So let's move into what's performing this week. The first thing for me is my Rogers S cardigan jacket by Mary Townsend. I'm using Barocco Weekend DK in color number 2144, which is the squash colorway. And I'm using a size 3 and 5 US, which is 3.25 and 3.75 millimeter needles. And it is currently living in my Fat Squirrel sweater size bag that I picked up at the Super Summer Knit Together this past summer. This is the yarn. Our lighting's not too bad today. We could do some finagling, but colors are coming out true. So I'm working on the left front. I finished the back and the right front. And so I have now, last time I was just putting, I think, in the first or second buttonhole. I don't know. I have the third buttonhole of 6 done. So, and I'm working my way towards the 4th buttonhole. And again, there's double here because it'll be...
Tack down.
Yeah, it'll be folded and then seamed down, so it'll be double thick. So, just a little bit of love on that. The second thing for me is the 14 Karat by Michelle Hunter, and I'm using Madeline Tosh Sock in the Dust Weaver colorway, and a size 7 US, which is a 4.5 millimeter needle. And I worked on this quite a bit at knitting yesterday, and so I am almost to 12 full repeats out of 14 in the body. And I'm still on my 3rd ball of yarn, but I did pick up a 4th, and I'm sure I'll be breaking into that. So again, all the way down here, you can see the diamond motif. It's like a blanket. So, but again, it'll be folded into a poncho. So it looks like a stole right now, but it's actually folded and then made into a poncho, which I'm hoping to gift to Andy's mom for her birthday in April. So at least I set a realistic goal deadline to finish that by. So, and this is my Bags by Awesome Granny bag in the Burley Beaver fabric. And third is my Find Your Fade, which is by Andrea Mowry. And again, I have all the yarns I'm using listed in the show notes, which can be found at dramaticknits.com. But I'm still working on my 3rd color, which is Hedgehog Fibers Sock in the Film Noir colorway, which looks like this. And I'm on the lace section of the 3rd color. So, let's see if I can show you. It's kind of a hot mess, but it is quite... I like my fade, actually, so far.
Yeah.
It's not as subtle as some, but it's not as stark as others that I've seen. So, but it is, as you can see, growing exponentially. And I was showing Andy somebody's finished one in our finished object, Race to the Finished Object contest, and I said, I'm only right here, and there's so much more to go. But again, it's about the process for me. I think when I started knitting, I was a project knitter, and it's all about the process for me anymore. Just enjoying the time that I have with each project and telling myself that when it's done, it'll be done. But until then, I'm going to enjoy it all the same. So the last thing that I'm working on is my Love You to Pieces Stockinette Boomerang, and this is our, as in Leading Men Fiber Arts, February Colorway of the Month, which is currently up for pre-orders in our shop, which can be found at leadingmenfiberarts.bigcartel.com. And I just started a row when Callie was talking, but I can hold it up here, and you can see the different colors there. There are better pictures online on my Instagram and Facebook and Ravelry for this, but I'm really happy with it, and people have really liked the colors, and people seem to really respond well to the fact that it's a Valentine's Day color, but it doesn't scream Valentine's, and it can be worn all year. We are working on dyeing up those pre-orders now, this weekend and stuff, so I'm enjoying it. I have, I don't know, maybe a third of the yarn left. So I work on that while rescanning, and that's about it. So And this is done on a size 6 US, which is a 4mm, if I didn't say that. So I think that is it for me this week.
Cool. I'm only working actively on one thing, and these are my Hermione's Everyday socks. And I'm knitting it out of Malabrigo sock in the chocolate colorway, and then Madeline Tosh sock in the Earl Grey colorway. I'm working on the leg of this right now. I did finish my first sock that is not in my project bag, but I did finish that last week rather quickly after we recorded because I was on the decrease of the heel. So that is done, and I'm hoping to have this done by next week, or next time that we record. Ideally, it would be done next week. But that is all I'm working on. This bag is from Danica Studio. I bought this at House of Yarn in Nashville during SSK. So I know that there's a number of prints in this line by Danica Studio, and there's a lot of different places you can buy it. This is mine. It has a olive green kind of chevron in it as the inside. So yeah, that's all for me.
Awesome. So let's move into what's in rehearsal. For myself, I'm thinking I need to get a sock on the needle soon, but again, I'm trying my hardest to make progress on what I already have, so I need to maybe, just keep that focus going.
The next thing that I will be casting on is a pattern by Mina Phillips, is the Snow Day shawl. I bought the yarn for it last week. I'm using Cascade Sport Weight in like a navy colorway, like a robin egg blue and a cream. So I'm very excited to get that started, and actually I was going to start it yesterday, but that didn't happen for a couple of different reasons, mostly because I didn't have access to a printer, and that's okay. So anywho, that's all I'm planning on working on.
All right. Spinning behind the scenes, and I left it over there, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get up. I purposely waited not to start plying because I was going to show it to you, but it's all the way on the other side of the room by the window. And but anyway, I'm spinning Gale's Art Swirl BFL. Did not have a colorway. I'm calling it Desert Rose. I'm doing it as a commission spin. I've spun this before. And there was a second braid of it, so I'm working on getting that wrapped up. You probably will not see it. I would say keep an eye on my Instagram account. If you follow me there, Leading Men Fiber Arts, I will probably post it before I ship it out to the person who commissioned me to spin it. So, and then I'll be excited to use my random number generator on my fiber stash and have it decide for me what I'm going to spin next. So, I am doing that as a 2-ply. I did not fractal it for this particular colorway because they were relatively close in tones, a little bit tonal, so I just decided not to. Alright, let's talk about in the scene shop, what other crafting that we are doing. I'm still holding true to my cross stitch. I'm working on it, slowly but surely. The first thing that I am working on is In the Moment, which is a dimensions kit, and the final piece will look like this. Live Life in the Moment. I showed this last week. And I'm currently working on the end right here. And I'm using 28 count even weave. The 14 count Ada that came with the kit was just... I'm sorry, I'm becoming a fabric snob, obviously, because I thought it was crap. So here's where I'm at. And I made a decent amount of progress on that. You can see the end coming through. So slowly but surely... cross-stitch just takes a lot more time than knitting does, so, but again, enjoying the process. So there's that, and going along for that ride. And then I got, I used a gift card that I had gotten, or gift money for Christmas, to purchase a Heaven and Earth Designs kit. Now, Heaven and Earth Designs are known for their full coverage pieces, and for the most part, they're a little more fantasy, whimsical designs, and most of them are not my style. I've gone through and put to my wish list on there a couple of patterns, but their patterns in particular take, years usually, like unless you're completely focused and all your crafting time goes on that every night. But they were having a sale on all of their products, so I decided to pick up a full kit from them. I purchased the pattern. You have to purchase it separately, and so I got that digitally a couple of weeks ago. This is called One for Sorrow, and it is artwork by Stephanie Q. Munn Law, and the chart design is done by Michelle Sayeda, who is one of the owners of Heaven and Earth Design, and it is a bird. So I just really liked the graphic nature of it, and I liked the aesthetic of it. So I showed it to Andy, and he said he wouldn't mind hanging that up somewhere in our home, and so I purchased it. So you get to choose the type of fabric. You get to choose how you're going to stitch it. If you're going to do like one strand over one, two strands over two, one. There's a lot of variations. So I chose the kit for 2 strands over 1, and I got their Magic Count fabric. It came nicely wrapped and everything. It's not as soft as the Even Weave, so I'll be interested to work with it, but as you can see here, it's already, since it's full coverage, you can see it's going to be a decent sized piece. Since it is full coverage, it's already gridded so that I can count a 10 by 10 square fairly easily. So there's that, and then the kit also came with, what did I do with it? Hopefully I didn't leave it over there. But it came with all the floss, and they actually make key cards and laminate them and put them on rings for all the floss that you need, and they actually give you quite a bit more than, they give you a leeway with everything. So you can see here all the color coded with the code, the number, and then all the flosses on there. And then it also came with this little bag, and inside of it is a threader, a very nice threader that they have a nice video that shows you how to use it. And then a little wooden vial with a stitching needle on the inside. So I thought you have to wait a little bit of time for them to put together, but they have a little backstory on the process that it takes to kit this up. And I was not disappointed with the turnaround time at all, especially with them having a sale. And I'm really excited to get started on this eventually, but I feel like if I start on this and don't put time into the other one's going to
go by the wayside.
So I can use this as a motivator, right? To when I get the other one done, I can work on this. So that's what's in the spotlight this week.
So mine is not crafting per se, but it is something that I do, and I enjoy writing letters and cards. I realize that is not necessarily the most hip and updated thing that you can do. But I collect quite a bit of stationery, so TJ Maxx, like just anywhere that has like box card sets, like I enjoy purchasing those because I think everybody should get some kind of Happy Meal that's not a bill every once in a while. So in the past, I've taken like 1 or 2 days and I will write a set number of cards, and usually it's either 10 or 20 based on the number of stamps I have, or based on how many cards are in that pack. So yesterday I had, if you don't know this, I think it's valuable information. When I went to the post office a few weeks ago, they have now, so a booklet usually comes with 20 first class stamps. Now you can buy them in half sheets, or half books, so you can get 10. So if you don't do a whole lot of things through the mail where you would need a stamp, like let's say if you pay most of your bills online and that kind of thing, that might be information to you. But usually I'll sit down and write out a number of cards, and I mean, I've got a huge stash of cards. Like, I have a 3-drawer cart that is full, and it's, everything from birthday, thank you, random stationery to like just cards in general. So like sitting down and doing that I would offer this if you would like to receive something that's not a bill in your mailbox. Feel free to message me, and I'd be more than happy to put you on my rotating list of those that get cards from me. I don't make promises as to when they will go out. It's kind of based on when I have some time to do that. It is something that I would like to get back to doing like once a week or a couple of times a month. So, yeah, if you would like to be on that list, feel free to send me a message on Ravelry, or you can send me a message through Instagram too. I'm pretty good on checking that. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing.
Awesome. Let's move into In the Spotlight. What are we watching and reading? Not watching a whole lot of anything. We did watch an episode of House of Cards Season 4 just because they have announced Season 5 will be coming out in May. And we wanted to try out actually laying in bed with sitting up and not being so enticed to fall asleep. So I worked on my Rogers S cardigan for a little bit, and we watched an episode of House of Cards. We also sat down last weekend and had a little bit of a date night and told ourselves we couldn't work and we were going to watch a movie. So we watched Ghostbusters, the new one with Melissa McCarthy and Kate McKinnon and
Leslie Jones.
Yeah. And the other one that I just watched with in Bridesmaids last night. I watched a little bit of that while packing up some orders. And
Kristen Wiig.
Yep, there we go. So I enjoyed it. Did I think it was like stellar, out of this world, everybody should go see it? But I enjoyed it. And then book-wise, I finished listening to Moral Defense, which is a Samantha Brinkman novel. This is number 2 in the series, and it is written by Marcia Clark, who you may know the name from the O.J. Simpson trial, and she is now delving into fiction writing. And I had listened to the first one in the series not too long ago, and I had seen that the second one was about to be released, and I had put it on my wish list on Audible, and Audible's like, hey, we'll cut you a deal if you want it, and I said, okay. So I enjoyed it. I think it has a different narrator than the first one, which took some getting used to, but Samantha Brinkman is a lawyer who kind of has some secrets, let's just put it that way, but she also, is out to solve some of the cases and to defend the people that she is hired to defend. So, like I said, if you enjoy some suspense and legal prosecution, then check it out. And that's it for me.
I'm watching an older television series. It was put on in the early 90s. There was only 3 seasons of it, and it's called Father Dowling. It stars Tom Bosley and Tracy Nelson, I think. Host of guest actors and actresses from the 80s and 90s. But it's really good. I watched it when I was little. I remember watching it when I was little, and I enjoyed it then, and I'm enjoying it now, since have a little bit more of a thought process than when I was like 4 or 5. So that's been good. I've been reading a book that I think is really fascinating that I'm going to hold off on talking about until I finish it, just because I think right now I have some mixed feelings about the book, and I would rather give a better thought process and better review of it until after I'm finished. So yeah.
Awesome. We do want to remind you about our multicolored shawl knit along that we're co-hosting with Amber of the Yarn Hoarder podcast on YouTube. And any shawl that has more than one color in it qualifies, and it can have been started prior to January 1st, but the shawl must be completed within the time frame of January 1st through March 31st, 2017. Whips, again, are allowed, and you can post your finished shawl in both finished object threads, in ours and Amber's. But if you use any base of Leading Men Fiber Arts in any part of your shawl, you can post it twice into our group. And of course, as always, you can post it into our Race to the Finished Object contest as well. We will be pulling for prizes. Again, we do one prize guaranteed, and then every 50 entries after that, we'll add another prize. I think we are way past that, so I'm excited to see all the chatter and the posting of finished objects. I can tell you that the Cozy Schlanket mystery knit along that Mina Phillips did has been all over that finished object thread, but that's good. So enjoy seeing those and the variations in those, as well as a few other shawls that I had not been aware of before. So let's move into a round of applause. Last week we reviewed some project bags that were generously gifted to us by Darlene of Bags by Awesome Granny on Etsy. And she very graciously donated a bag set for one of you guys. And so we entered a open day thread on our Ravelry group to tell us what do you like most in knitting bags. And you guys really wanted one of these bags. So do not forget that there is a coupon code to our shop, so if you don't win, that you can use for 15% off, good through the end of June of this year, and that is Dramatic Knits 15, all one word. So we pulled for a winner right before we hit the record button, and number 9 was the winner, and that is Indigo Dog Montana, and that's Stephanie from Whitefish, Montana. So congratulations, Stephanie.
Yes.
If you would please email me, Dramatic Knits, and let me know that you heard this, and then I will then send off your information to Darlene, and she'll get in contact with you to get your mailing address, and you will be able to pick out your fabric that you want, and she will custom make that for you. So congratulations, and thank you everyone for entering. Like I said, go out and take advantage of that coupon code because she does some really amazing bags. Alright, our January 2016 Race to the Finished Object contest has come to a close. We are now firmly in February, and before you know it, it's going to be like the end of the year again. It's just crazy how time gets, I swear, faster and faster as you get older, but anyway. So the first prize is a skein of Wisdom Yarns Saki Bamboo, which is 50% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 25% bamboo, 100 grams and 462 yards of a fingering weight in the color Cedar Lake. And the winner of this was number 27, who is Crumville, and that's Jen from Illinois, and she did a hat for her husband. So congratulations, Jen. This is going your way. All right, and then our featured designer for January was Jenny Santropietro, and we have her patterns linked in our show notes. Again, that can be found at dramaticknits.com. She's going to be with us through March. And so we pulled for a winner to get any one of her giftable patterns on Ravelry, and the number that was drawn for that was number 87, who is the project bag, and that's Tiffany from Southern Maryland, and she did some preemie hats. So congratulations, Tiffany. If you would please take a look at Jenny Santrapietro's patterns. Again, if you need a link to her patterns, go to dramaticknits.com and check our show notes. Let us know what pattern, let me know, Dramatic Knits on Ravelry, what pattern you would like, and I'll let Jenny know and she'll gift it to you. So congratulations. But since we're in February, the February 2017 Race to the Finished Object contest is currently open. We have 2 prizes again. I will just pick from our very generous prize pool, thanks to viewers like you. I sound like PBS, don't I? But several generous viewers have donated prizes, so I will just randomly pull for a prize before we end, or when we pull for February, and then we will also have another pattern from Jenny Santropietro. So I think that's it for our regularly scheduled show. Do you have anything you would like to add?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm excited for the big game today.
I know Andy's excited. He was like, everything has to revolve around that. And he's making some ribs and chicken wings in the smoker that he picked up at a meat store that Callie gave him a gift card for Christmas, so he was excited to get that. And I know he picked up 3 different types of brats, too, for future purchase or future dinners. So
I'm excited about halftime, really, because Lady Gaga's performing.
yeah, I might watch the halftime show. So, all right, let me show you quickly what has been updated. There's not a whole lot, because to be honest with you, we've been busy and we've had a couple nights where I haven't been able to update because of things going on like corn dog surgery and going out and getting sheets and things like that. And things have sold, which we were very, very lucky to have that happen, not have a whole lot of things sitting in the shop. But don't forget, pre-orders for Love You to Pieces are open through the 8th. After that, you can always put in a custom order or what have you, and it will show up in the shop and at shows if you're going to see us. Speaking of shows, I do want to tell you, shows and stores. There is a new store holding Lehman Fiber Arts that just received their order this week, and that is Love to Knit in Rhode Island. So check them out. I think they're in Greenwich, Rhode Island, if I'm not mistaken. We do have their information located on our retail locations page on our website, leadingmenfiberarts.bigcartel.com. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of the main page, it says retail locations, and you can check out where we're being held by state. And we have some new shops we'll be heading into in the next couple of months, and I'll be excited to share those with you as we get there. Shows coming up in 2 weeks. That's crazy. In 2 weeks, when we record again, we will have already been to the Knitting Pipeline Retreat. We will be freshly off the Knitting Pipeline Retreat. So we'll be excited to recap that with you guys. And of course, Lehman Fiber Arts will be vending there. I cannot guarantee, exactly what we're going to have with the amount of colors that we have, and it is a smaller setup and show for us. For the vendors, Paula makes it very clear that this time is for you to enjoy the retreat and, not to be stressed out about vending. So we don't bring a whole lot with us, but, we'll have a nice smattering of things for people to peruse. After that, in the first weekend of March, we'll be heading to Michigan, and we will be at the Michigan Fiber Studio. That is the name of the shop. I could not remember last episode. And they are located in, now I can't remember. But Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids, I believe. Yeah. So we'll be headed to Grand Rapids. That'll be on Saturday the 4th, I believe. We still haven't worked out times. I need to get in contact with them again to narrow that down. And then 2 weeks after that, we will be in Madison, Wisconsin for the Madison Knitters Guild Knit-In, annual Knit-In. They have some wonderful vendors, I think 30 vendors coming. They have some wonderful teachers and speakers. They have Susan B. Anderson will be there, and quite a few other names. And then, what's the one with purple hair? Anyway, can't remember. But you can definitely check them out. Just check out the Madison Knitters Guild page, and they'll have the knit-in on there. So if you're out there, that'll be if you're part of the guild, I think it's a Friday night thing, and then maybe market Saturday and Sunday. And then 2 weeks after that is YarnCon. Oh my gosh. We love YarnCon. And so that is in Chicago, Illinois, and at the Plumbers Union Hall, and that'll be Saturday and Sunday, April 1st and 2nd. And we're excited. We're going to have a special guest in our booth, and I will wait to tell you guys more about that as we get closer. So things are starting to pick up for us.
I think I should be able to go to YarnCon this year, so I am not the special guest. But I do know who is. Well worth the travel time.
So, really quickly, let me just show you what's been in the shop. On some Spotlight, we have Sunny Side Up, wonderful yellow. This is 80% Superwash BFL, 20% nylon, fingering weight, 400 yards. Showstopper, we have some My Lip Gloss Be Poppin'. My Lip Gloss Be Anyway. And then on Callback, which is our sport week, we have some Wild Goose Chase. So we're working, whether we can physically see it or not. We are working. So we hope you enjoyed today's show, and like I said, we'll be excited to tell you about the Knitting Pipeline Retreat. Again, that is an open market, so if you're in Central Illinois, you can check out the information on the Knitting Pipeline Ravelry group on Ravelry, and check that out. And until we see you again in 2 weeks,
we hope you
knit something dramatic. Callie can't see the button.